complex located at 3626 10th Lane Northwest. Shortly after 5 o'clock this evening, they say they received a call from the man who lives here, who says when he arrived home after work, he found his wife and 2 children not breathing. Tonight, Rochester police say 2 children found dead yesterday were murdered. Preliminary autopsy results show both died of suffocation. Good evening. Yesterday afternoon, Rochester police received a frantic 911 call from... An average of more than 6,000 cars a day travel along this stretch of Oakland Avenue in Austin. And the way MnDOT knows that is from the use of these rubber tubes, which help monitor increases or decreases in traffic levels. Most of us have either had a similar experience ourselves or know someone else who has. Invested a lot of money in a used car just to find out it needs hundreds more dollars in repairs. But one mechanic in our region has come up with an idea to help prevent that from happening. Hey. I've been planning this one all day, Lane. I got to be honest with you. It's a perfect day to spend outside, and a lot of people are. We're at Mill Pond, where they have a new recreational trail in the area here. You can see a lot of people walking around and rollerblading and biking, and it's really a perfect evening to do that kind of thing. Temperatures in the low 70s, sunshine, and it looks like we're going to hang on to that at least for another day. Right now outside, we do have sunny skies. Today, more than 100 of Jody's friends and family members turned out to search on their own as they continue to look for clues in a mystery that continues to hang over their lives and a community.
It's been very hard. I mean, I can't even tell you the words that we've been going through. It's the worst thing I think a person can go through.
Kelly Lauer is Jody's cousin, and like all of those who are close to Jody, the waiting and uncertainty have been tough to take.
Guys over toward the river?
They say the past 10 months have felt like an eternity, and this search isn't just a search for answers, it's also a search for comfort.
When you lose somebody you care about, you have a longing you want to search, you want to try to find them and make them safe, and I guess this is just an effort to see what we can do. It's awfully hard just to sit still and do nothing.
They know the odds are against them. Time is no longer on their side, and the number of people searching is much smaller than the large number of acres to be searched.
This is a time of the year when the growth hasn't come up yet, so if there was anything to find, it'd be easier to find now than 2 months from now.
For those closest to Jody, coming out and taking part in the search helps to ease the sense of helplessness they felt for more than 10 months now. And while they admit the odds of finding Jody alive are slim, they refuse to give up hope.
Family holds on to hope that she's still alive, and that, you know, that would be a miracle, and I guess that's what keeps them going every day.
Search crews wrapped up their efforts shortly after 6 tonight with no new information reported. Authorities investigating this case say they continue to seek your help. If you have any information you think may help police locate Jody or her abductor, you're asked to contact the Mason City Police Department. Some might say it's just a building, but to these folks, it's a building that houses a lifetime of memories.
You can't help but have memories when your children have all been baptized here, and there's 5. I have 5. They've been married here.
I was sitting in the pew this morning and thought to myself, how many pastors have been here and how many people that I've met.
With our presence in society,
People on hand for what is the last service here are finding it a little hard to say goodbye.
It's definitely a difficult day today to see that this is going to be the last day in our beautiful church.
But one problem that has plagued the church almost from the beginning is flooding. With the Cedar River just across the street, church members found themselves spending almost as much time sandbagging and cleaning up as they did worshiping here.
It was just very discouraging. A lot of hard work, a lot of mopping, and it caused a lot of people a lot of despair.
After more than 50 years of battling it out with Mother Nature, church leaders decided it was time to move on. Next week at this time, the people will be the same, the songs and prayers will be the same, but the surroundings will be different. The brand new St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church, located a few blocks away, will open its doors.
We have a wonderful pastor, and he'll lead us right down the right road, and we'll just have to put it behind us. It's a step forward. We'll be glad.
so far it's pretty quiet here, but again, as you said, a big turnout is expected. People are expected to come trickling through the doors here in the next few minutes. And the reason a big turnout is expected is there are several candidates who all have very loyal followings. Of course, Bob Dole has been the front runner throughout. He is expected to do fairly well here tonight, but historically a second place finish in the Iowa caucuses is almost as good as a win. And there are several candidates who feel they must finish first or second here tonight. Among those would be Steve Forbes, Pat Buchanan, and Lamar Alexander. Now joining me now is Doug Kroll. He is the chairman of the Republican Party here in Worth County. And if you just want to tell us a little bit, some of us are a little unfamiliar with the caucus system. How does it work and what will happen here tonight?
Well, Sean, the caucus system is set up that each voting precinct meets in a designated spot, and at that meeting they conduct the presidential. Going to go off tonight, and we expect a very big turnout.
Okay, thanks a lot for joining us. Again, that caucus is set to get underway at about 7 o'clock tonight. And again, for the candidates who fare very well here tonight, they are the ones who will carry the momentum as we move toward the New Hampshire primary next week, and certainly Super Tuesday a little bit later on down the line. For those who don't fare as well, it's time when they start looking toward New Hampshire as a do-or-die situation. So what happens here tonight is very important here in Iowa and nationally.
It all gets started tonight, doesn't it,
does.
Sean? Thank you, Sean.
Region 6 News.
We all just in grief. I mean, it's such a tragedy. It's hard. I was still awake at 4:30 this morning. I couldn't get to sleep. It really affects us.
Friends and family of two people killed on a Delta Airlines flight yesterday joined federal investigators in asking how this strange accident happened. Good evening. Aaron has the night off. National safety inspectors are out in full force tonight trying to figure out what happened before the plane aborted its takeoff yesterday from Pensacola Airport.
What officials do know is that an engine exploded as the plane attempted takeoff and pieces of the engine blasted into the passenger cabin.
It's those pieces that killed two people and leave several others seriously injured tonight. As Laura McElroy tells us, most of the plane's passengers knew something was drastically wrong right from the start.
And we were going down.
BC News.
Meanwhile, relatives of the two people killed in the accident say they're taking the loss very hard tonight. 39-year-old Anita Saxton and her 12-year-old son Nolan were from Scottsville, Michigan. Two other children from that same family were traveling on the plane. They were not injured.
This summer.
Nancy, officials with the U.S. Marines tonight say an Iowa man died while stationed in Southern California. Private First Class Corey Pittman of Clarion was killed in Tijuana, Mexico on Friday after he was hit by a car. He was 18 years old. That accident remains under investigation tonight. Authorities tonight are still investigating a collision between a car and train that ended the lives of an Osage family. The accident happened at this crossing in Rudd, Iowa, just before 4 p.m. yesterday. The Floyd County Sheriff's Department says 59-year-old Angela Marzin and her parents, Lucille and Peter Marzin, died when their car was hit by a Sioux Line freight train. The train, which was traveling about 40 miles per hour, pushed the car for about a half-mile before it could stop.
The thing people don't realize is how long it takes a train to stop. Most times it'll...
No point to it. I have my life. A comedian can't do that. See, I can't go, man walks into a bar with a pig under his arm. Can you come back next week?